Antoine. And his other son, Mike Jr., to his side as well. It'll be Liddell and Trey Townsend to take the tip for these respective sides. Just from a height perspective, Liddell is a very welcome addition back to this lineup. He's been in and out ever since sustaining that back. So here's TJ Moss. Become a little bit more of a scorer lately. Townsend steps in front, and he will touch slam. How about the start for Oakland here? I think it's safe to say that both of these two teams want to get off to a good start. They did not have it versus IUPUI. Both of them only playing one game last week, which is kind of a rarity. They will both now play 3 games this week, Friday and Sunday. Liddell crashing forward, couldn't get that to fall. Going to get his own rebound, though, with 8 to shoot. Trey Townsend on him. Gerald crashing to the lane. He'll dip through, can't score. Good follow-up by Anderson, though. He did a lot of that down low the other day. And I think that can make him maybe a little bit more effective if he can shoot the 3 well. He was 3 for 5 versus IUPUI, but also get down low, get to the free throw line as well. It seemed like the Titans have been getting to the line much the last few games. Rocket Watts spins off the 3 ball, won't fall. Rebounded there by Hervey. And a foul on Detroit Mercy. No, a jump ball, I beg your pardon. I was going to say there wasn't much there. The arrow points left. And Oakland will keep it with 20 to shoot here. More over the top. Watts nearly collides with Davis. Open is Hervey, very capable 3-point shooter. Rotz will slam it to the corner. 8 to shoot now. Moore crashing his way home, blocked by Liddell. And he'll deposit it forward to Antoine Davis here. He looks behind, wants Oliver. That closed quickly. Moore from the blind side, and Detroit Mercy will reset. So Oliver, Davis, Moss, Liddell, and Anderson on the floor to begin this one for Detroit Mercy. Hervey, Watts, Townsend, Conway, and Moore if you're just tuning in. Here's Oliver spinning his way to the 10. That one falls. A.J. Oliver, another big piece to this team going down the stretch, averaging 6.5 per game. Gives Detroit Mercy their first lead. Oakland wants to control the pace here early on. Moore back off for Townsend, guarded by Anderson, out of bounds. Nobody touched it for Detroit Mercy, and they'll take it back. Well, this certainly is a rivalry game, but Oakland trying to make it not that in terms of the record since they've joined the Horizon League. They've won a good majority of these contests. TJ Moss guarded here by Moore, screened by Liddell. Moss wide open, A.J. Oliver can't knock that one down. Watts rattled that one off for Moore as he'll settle it down again. Jalen Moore, good to see him completely healthy. The league is better with it. Outstanding passer. Works through a double team there. Watts with the floater too far. Snatched away by Anderson. Here comes Antoine Davis to the full court. Out of the corner to Moss. Liddell nearly had that scrapped away. And a pushing foul is the call on Trey Townsend. He doesn't love it. That'll be the first of the ball game for either squad. It's Lewis Garrison, Chris Beaver, and Courtney Green, the 3 men in stripes here today. Davis to trigger with 20 to shoot. 16:56 on the game clock here. Moss in the corner, slips by, got it for Anderson, wide open, and they'll take that. That's 4 early points for Demezy Anderson down low. Told you in the open, coming off his career high of 20 against IUPUI. Conway gets the post touch. Greg Campy calls him the X Factor. If Blake Lampin is going to be out an extended time, he could be. It's a knee injury. Is this one in the corner? Anderson trying to slide, and again, Oakland the last to touch it. 6-2 Detroit Mercy. They have the ball. Antoine Davis is yet to take a shot. Liddell with a couple, Oliver with 2, and Anderson with a pair of field goal attempts. Detroit Mercy in general, a team that likes to run, but this is a slow pace for both of these two teams to start this game. Kind of duking it out, feeling each other out in this rivalry. Moss guarded tightly there by Herbie. One to shoot, hoists up a prayer. Tapped by Conway, and Moore able to secure it. Jalen Moore, since coming back from the injury, averaging 19 a game. Just over 15 for the season. Townsend swinging one through. 6-4. Oakland now 3 for 7 to begin this game from the field. And again, the Titans will control the pace here. Moss off for Liddell, and before the pass, Jalen Moore is going to be called for the foul. That'll be his first, team second. So early on, it's a low-scoring, slow pace. 2 years ago, they played 3 times, much to the chagrin of these two head coaches. Oakland came the better out of those two. Got Scott Nagy in there. Will Farrell as well. Interesting group. LeGrier on in for Antoine Davis. They're out there with Moss, Anderson, and Oliver. LeGrier the only sub here for Detroit Mercy. Osei Price in for Oakland. That one tipped by Townsend, swirled by Anderson. He has 6 of the 8 for Detroit Mercy. LeGrier hounding in the backcourt there. Rocket Watson company able to break out of it. Detroit Mercy has been good on defense so far here today. It's been something they've been harping really all of Horizon League play. Coaches haven't been thrilled with the defense. Townsend rolls off, and Davis will scoop the rebound. His first stat of any kind here today, believe it or not, through 5 minutes. Davis to Anderson. That one a bit hot. Demezi handled it fine. Chucks it up for 2. How about the red-hot Demezi Anderson? He's got 8. 10-4 Detroit Mercy. Jalen Moore, 99 assists coming into the game here today. Just 58 turnovers. His assist to turnover ratio not quite as good last year, but that's because he set an unfair advantage, and maybe some of that due to the injury. 7 to shoot. He powers his way through. Moss tipped it. Patty caked it off to LeGrier, and Detroit Mercy will keep it. Here's Anderson on fire. Heat check. Townsend will pick up the board. He knew it had to come at some point there. Red Sea parts for Jalen Moore, and more often than not, he's going to take that too. That's something Greg Campy said that was really missing, and you could tell that he was injured. Just a slight tweak to his ankle hampered his speed and just his ability to move. Davis, deep 3 off the back of the iron, and Rocket Watts will rebound. That's something they want him to do a little bit more. Oakland has struggled to rebound the basketball this year. Watts gets it back for 3. It's short, and A.J. Oliver picks up his first today. Moss through a double team. A third catches up with him. That one squirted free. LeGrier able to settle it down. Maybe no. It's off the shin of Demezi Anderson. So for a moment there, it looked like Detroit Mercy might run away a bit with a run here in the first half, but all of a sudden gotten a little sloppy. Hervey, Watts, Moore, Townsend, and Price on the floor right now for the Golden Grizzlies. They're 3 for 10 to begin this game from the field. 0 for 3 from 3. Moore off for Townsend. He was pushed off the ball by Anderson. Swirls around and draws a foul. It's going to go against TJ Moss. That'll be his first, team first. Oakland with a pair of fouls here in the early goings. So Trey Townsend, 71% from the line. Take a look at the little trip, the clip there by TJ Moss from behind. Townsend able to make his first. Talked about him in the open, just how hard he's worked. Become an overall player. He was really good his rookie campaign and last year, but his coaching staff really wanted to challenge him to become a threat from the outside. Greg Campy said as much. Hey, look, I didn't force him to do it, but he took hold of that and took about 40,000 threes in the offseason, and it's showing. Not high volume in terms of attempts, but he's making it at a 40% clip right now from the outside. And Oakland could use that because they've not been a good three-point shooting team this year. Anderson thought about passing it up. He's 0 for his last few. And Oakland will kill the possession there. Rebounding pretty even, just a 1 rebound advantage right now for the Titans. And Jalen Moore and company will run the offense. Jalen has 2, down to Townsend through a double. Lays it up without any problem. 10-10 Detroit Mercy now. And that's been something that the Titans have heavily struggled with Oakland the last few years, is just the post game. They don't quite have that monster post player in terms of size, but Townsend does a really good job down there when he's rolling. They want Chris Conway to chip in a little bit more as well. LeGrier down the middle. Try to lay it off the top of the glass, no good. Townsend will rebound as they quickly gallop up the floor here. Here's Trey again. Back to Price. Fires a catch-and-shoot 3. High rebound, spiraled around. Wow, that was way too hard for Hervey. Campy is furious, and this game still remains tied. Davis, LeGrier, Oliver, Anderson, Liddell here for Detroit Mercy. Approaching the midway point here in the first half. Liddell nearly carried, hoist up an awkward one, won't fall, and Hervey will scrap that one up on the ground. Campy has a word with Hervey as he walks down the floor here. Moore back to Keaton. Shot clock down to 8 already. Here's Osei Price. Down to 3. Through a double team. There's Hervey through another double team and a foul. A foul with 1 second on the 30. And that's going to go against Gerald Liddell. That'll be hit. Keaton Hervey is heading to the line for 2. Coming fresh off the Liddell foul. Hervey on the year just 73% at the line as that first one spins off. Keaton Hervey, a guy who's averaging 12.5 points and 7 rebounds for this team. He's been a big addition. Transfer out of Missouri State, 6'4", 200. So splits the pair there. Oakland has their second lead of the contest here. Moss, Davis, Liddell, Oliver, LeGrier here for Detroit Mercy. Oliver tightly covered, back to the corner to Davis. He's double teamed on the catch as Moore rips it down. Antoine trying to keep up with him. Oakland moves a quicker pace really for the first time today. Price launches a 3, buries it. Big shot for Osei Price. They want him to heat up a little bit more. They're really counting on him to be a big three-point shooter for this team. It's a 10-zip run for OU. Detroit Mercy looking for answers offensively. Liddell double. TJ Moss back to the corner, now to LeGrier. Trying to fade a pass to Liddell, didn't work. Here's Davis with 4 to shoot. His patented shot is off the right side of the rim, and Price will rebound. Here comes OU. They have more Townsend, Price, Watts, along with Keaton Hervey on the floor right now. Detroit Mercy historically will use a few more pieces off the bench this year than Oakland, but they've had some guys in and out. Rocket Watts nails the long 2. Those are his first points tonight. So Hervey, Watts, Moore, and Townsend have all cracked the Oakland scoring column here. TJ Moss rolls around a screen. High rebound by Rocket Watts. That's his second today. And again, they push the pace. On the wing, sticking the 3 is number 3. 30% three-point shooter this year. That makes it a 15-0 run now. 19-10 Golden Grizzlies. LeGrier got bodied up, gives it off to Liddell. Sent it too strong and pinballed right to Jalen Moore. Jalen back to Watts now. And Oakland will settle back in. Greg Campy gets his attention. He calls out a play here. Golden Grizzlies have turned around their field goal percentage, 7-16. All of a sudden, Detroit Mercy just at 28%. 3 to shoot. Davis stripped it free, and they called a foul. Or that's an Oakland foul, I beg your pardon, on the loose ball. Greg Campy wondering why. Trey Townsend picks it up here just before the break. And Greg Campy a little bit flustered. Just the loose ball created there by Davis. They jock it around, and just a little bit of a hold there maybe for Trey. That's his second. So he comes out of this basketball game. Conway is in for him. Turnaround 2 by A.J. Oliver, and boy, did Detroit Mercy need that. Oakland was in the middle of a 15-0 run that spanned nearly 6.5 minutes. Let's see if that elevates Detroit Mercy's play again. Price, who has a made 3. Cross court for Hervey. He splashes one home. Keaton Hervey with the third make from the long line here for the Golden Grizzlies, and that stretches the lead back to 10. Davis, Oliver, Anderson, LeGrier, and Moss right now for Detroit Mercy. Davis looking for his first make. It won't be there. He's 0 for 4. Rocket Watts been fairly hot lately. Rolls that one off the left and out of bounds off of Oakland. Actually, a foul is the call. Chris Conway picks that one up. It'll be the 4th on the Golden Grizzlies and the 1st on Conway. Antoine Davis looking to break off the schneid here in the scoring column. Coming off a 42-point performance versus IUPUI. Moss, look to his right, decides to take it himself. Conway battling with Anderson, and Conway wins that battle. Oakland all of a sudden has a large rebounding advantage. 6 is the mark right now. Rocket Watts, 3 ball, my goodness, he banks it in. 25-12. Oakland looking to run away with things here in the first half. 21-2 their run now. Those plays is part of the reason why Arashma Parks into the game here for Detroit Mercy. A.J. Oliver out. First action for Arashma tonight. Averaging just over 11 minutes per game for this team. So the three-point makes really haven't been a large piece of the season for Oakland. In fact, Greg Campy told me, hey, we got to shoot less if we want to win this game. It's going to be hard with this zone that Detroit Mercy plays, but maybe that message will change at halftime if they keep doing what they're doing. Chris Conway hooks it through. Another Detroit Mercy foul. This one goes against Parks. It'll be the 3rd on the Titans. Nobody with more than 1. Trey Townsend still on the bench with 2 here for OU. And Conway heading to the line. 9 of 11 on the year for him at the charity stripe as he makes his first. He had a stretch right around the middle of the first part of conference play where he had 3 straight games in double figures. They'd love to see that guy show up down the stretch run. They think he's going to be a really big part of whether this team rallies to a top 4 seed or falls a bit lower, with Blank Lampkin out for the foreseeable future right now. Moss back to Tankersley. He's into the ball game now. Lofting pass for Anderson. He'll catch and shoot. It's been cold ever since he was 4 for 4 early. And Rocket Watts picks up his 3rd rebound. Make that 4 for him. 8-4 for Rocket Watts. 27-12, the lead here for Oakland. Conway slips by. That one crashed short with the big body of Parks right in front of him. Antoine Davis will slowly creep it up the floor here. Davis, Tankersley, Moss, Anderson, Parks. The 5 out there for Detroit Mercy. Moss barrels his way through. That's his first 2 of the day. Breaks an 0 for 3. Breaks a scoreless mark of nearly 3 minutes for the Titans. Jalen Moore down low. Chris Conway counted in a foul. Chris Conway can give Oakland 30. There were just 4.5 minutes to play in the first half. Liddell in, Parks out. We'll send nobody in the block here for the second time today. Can't be talking with the rest of his group as Conway shoots his only throw. Misses there. Tankersley will rebound. Moss lost it. Here's Rocket Watts with the airborne pass. Trying to save it now is Moore. He did to Hervey. Price backing away, and boy, would that have been a bullet if he got it through. They do get the offensive board. Watts for 3 off the left side. Conway hooking that out of play, and the foul is on him. It's the second foul on Chris Conway. The 5th on the Golden Grizzlies as Pink will see some time. He's in for Moss. What a lethargic start, though, for Detroit Mercy here. Shooting just 30% from the floor. 0 for 6 from 3. Oakland had a slow start themselves, but they've since elevated to 42% from the floor. A lot of uncomfortable-looking possessions like this. Davis still playing off the ball. Anderson, 3 ball, rips it wide. Conway will rebound. That's his 4th today. They'll go along with 4 points. A lot of lines look just like that when you look up and down the balanced scoring right now for the Golden Grizzlies. Moore fading away for 3. He hit it. Jalen Moore with his first 3-point make. That's the 5th of the night already for the Golden Grizzlies. They usually just shoot around 30%. Rocket Watts paddles it away. He will take it all the way and score. Mike Davis is hot. His team is down by 20 with 3:11 remaining here in the first half. Either on the record or off. Trying to lead his team to another deep run in the Horizon League. Davis, Anderson, Oliver, Tankersley, and Coca sees his first action here at his Bois. Davis, no room. Jalen Moore right in his face. A.J. Oliver driving through. Can't score that one. Offensive rebound for Detroit Mercy. A little step back 3 by Davis, and the crowd erupts. They needed just something to get Old Mo their way, and maybe that starts it. Before that, a 30-4 run for the Golden Grizzlies. A lob attempted there for Hervey. That was something that Detroit Mercy practiced quite a bit yesterday. They will commit a foul. It's Oliver who picks up his first. That's team 5th. A.J. Oliver got in foul trouble the other day. Ended up fouling out against IUPUI in just 20 minutes. That left a lot of room for Pink to see some action. With Stone still unavailable here today for Detroit Mercy. Liddell is back in, as you've seen. There's a foul on Coca for a slap. Foul's pretty even. That's 6-5. Detroit Mercy now. Moore, Conway, Watts, Hervey, Price on the floor for Greg Campy's team. Moore lofts it over the top. Oliver will guard the ball. Here's Watts now. Rocket already with 10 points. That leads both sides. Moore. Shifty with the ball here. Rocket has it back. Tankersley on him, buys some space. Three's too long, jostled around. Nothing is easy for Detroit Mercy, but they will finally secure the board. Davis trying to lock himself in. You can see it in his eyes. A.J. Oliver for three. Book it. A mini 6-0 run. The lead down to 14. Any little run matters for the home squad the way they started this game. This is the pace that Oakland has captured so far here today. Coca will commit his second, and that will send Oakland to the line for a 1-1. So 2 on Coca. Trey Townsend has been on the bench ever since he picked up his second. It was pretty early on in this first half. Nobody in the lane once again as Moore in the 1-1 makes it. Kyle LeGrier is in for Coca here, so they'll go with a pretty small lineup. Liddell still remains on the bench. Hasn't quite looked like himself today. 3 rebounds, 0 for 4 from the field. He's looked a little bit rushed whenever he's had the basketball today. Back to 16. Davis looking for his second 3. Wings high off the iron, tipped around by a couple Titans. That's Oliver in the thick of things, and a foul. Detroit Mercy did own the arrow there in case it was tied up. Fouls on Hervey, his first. Now LeGrier with 20 to shoot will inbound here. Kyle bombing one to Davis here. He's doubled, tucks it off for Anderson. A.J. Oliver looking for another catch and shoot. And Price with a good box out. Price now with 2 rebounds. Jalen Moore will jog it back up. He has 5 assists so far in this one. No turnovers. Moore, Euro step. Got the friendly roll off the back of the iron. Sub a minute to go in this one now. Davis still stuck on just 3 points. Davis against Moore down the middle. Splash. 38-23. 2 for 7 is Antoine Davis. Campy is livid. Game clock to shot clock, about an 11-second differential here. LeGrier guarding Jalen Moore. It's going to take it down to at least 10. Conway moving to the post. 6 to shoot. Moore, fadeaway. Off the left side of the iron. Detroit Mercy shouldn't touch it, and they don't. 11.1 to go. Oakland up 38-23. Detroit Mercy with a chance to at least have a little bit of a better feel here at the end of the half. Oakland's most impressive run was about 30-4 midway through this first half. That was cut through by a couple Davis threes. 7 to play in the first half. Antoine is fouled by Moore, and that's going to be Jalen's second foul. So now Moore and Townsend have 2, and Davis and Rocket Watts share a word or 2. Keep an eye on that as the game progresses. Oakland's been really impressed the way Rocket Watts has improved his defense and really learned the zone. Something he struggled with early on. Maybe just a little late slap of the ball is what Davis took exception to. So 1-1, he sticks his first. That the first free throw even attempted by Detroit Mercy here today. Oakland has 9. The fouls are even regardless of that. And a timeout by Greg Campy may allow Detroit Mercy to full court press if they'd like. Today, Greg Campy joins it now. So Townsend and Moore both have 2. That could be a large story in the second half if either pick up a third. Here's Keaton Hervey. Will run the baseline to inbound. 4 left in the first half. Runs by Davis. Moore to the 10. Up the bottom of the glass. And no foul is called. You have to hold your breath. There's quite a few fouls on either side in that first half. 14 combined. 38. Anderson and A.J. Oliver to start this second half. It'll be Townsend back out there with 2 fouls. Same for Moore. Along with Rocket Watts and Chris Conway. So Conway, again, gets the start here in the second half. Davis. Back to Demezy Anderson. Boy, did he have a heat streak in that first half. He was 4 for 4 at one point. Is now 4 for 8 with 8 and 3 right now. Liddell slips by, scoops, can't score, as Conway will terminate the possession that time. So Conway pretty much playing for the injured Blake Lampman here today. Played through an injury against IUPUI, but could not go here today. Illegal screen was the call against Hervey. And now that's Hervey's second. So boy, if one or more of these players pick up their third, things could get really interesting here, in which a bench is not deep for Oakland. Davis back to Liddell, little spinorama, one more down low, crashes it short, trying to get his own board, but Trey Townsend will pick it up. It's number 3 for him. Jalen Moore with 5 assists in that first half, no turnovers. It's not unique to say that after a half for number 34. Conway bobbled. Anderson all over him. He finally coughed it up. Davis says thank you, looking to add to his 8. Maybe an assist or 2, though, first. A.J. Oliver for 3. And all of a sudden, the lead is back to 10. The largest lead has been double that so far today. That was with 2:53 left in the first. Little hand check foul on Liddell, and it'll be his second. So all the big men now for Detroit Mercy have 2. Liddell, Parks, and Coca. One each for Oliver and Moss. Townsend nearly lost that one. Flashes to the free throw line for Hervey. Jacks one up and sinks it. Boy, Oakland looked a little bit uncomfortable before they were able to make that shot. Detroit Mercy doing maybe a little bit better job defensively here to start the second half. Davis screened off by Moss. And Anderson just able to catch it, now doubled. Half of the shot clock still to go. Hop steps out of it. Oliver open, gets Watts to bite, sinks another! A.J. Oliver with 2 huge shots in this second half. Detroit Mercy down by just 9. Kicked ball. O.C. Price checking back in. He had a 3-point make in that first half. A couple rebounds and an assist in for Chris Conway. He's played a big role in this game, as they needed him to do. We talked about that at the top of the show. Craig Camp, he talks and mentioned how he's the X factor with Lampman out right now. Tucking pass down low for Townsend. Anderson held tall enough. Detroit Mercy looking to push. Oliver galloping his way to the 10. Count it! The Callahan crowd feeling it as well. And now maybe a little bit more desperation from the Golden Grizzlies. Rocket Watts, 3-ball. His second bank today. Are you kidding me? Rocket Watts now has 3 3-point makes. He's 3 for 9, but some daggers so far. Davis crashing one short. Doesn't look like himself today. Liddell made a bid, but Moore comes up with it. He threw it away, ran into Oliver. No foul is called, but Detroit Mercy will take the possession back. Just 2 fouls in between these two teams so far in the early stages of this first half. Take a look. Jalen Moore running through. Been close. It looked like Oliver might have been set. But either way, Detroit Mercy takes it back. Davis somehow slipped by. Liddell will offensive board. Oliver wide open again. He says, test me, but he can't get that one to fall. Oliver has snuck into the 15-point category with his run here in the second half. Price, Moore, Townsend, Hervey, along with Watts on the floor right now for Greg Campy. This one loose on the floor in front of the bench. The arrow favors Oakland, so they will keep this ball here. Good hustle by Price and Liddell going after it. Can't feel good for the back of Gerald Liddell. He's been dealing with that for 4 or 5 games now. He's missed 3 because of it. Yeah, kind of crunching on him right there. Townsend in the corner. Works out of it nicely. Juggles up a 2. Couldn't get the friendly roll, though. Liddell has become a bigger rebounding factor here in the second half. Moss makes sure he's behind the line. Another three-point shot goes short. Davis picks it up, nothing but air. And A.J. Oliver was in the area for the offensive board again, but instead it goes to Oakland. Kind of a weird start to the second half. Detroit Mercy, Pistons.com/UDM night. Again, that's Pistons.com/UDM night. That is where my broadcast partner, Earl the Twirl, is here tonight. 43-33, Oakland in the lead here. Detroit Mercy has doubled the amount of shots that Oakland has taken here in the first half, just have not been able to convert. Townsend rolling away, that one's short. A.J. Oliver picks up the rebound. Here comes Antoine Davis. Davis, Anderson, Oliver, Liddell, and Moss fighting right now for Detroit Mercy. Here's Liddell, he's been more active in the second half. Palms the basketball confidently against Townsend. Townsend blocked it away, though. Trey stood his ground. 6'6", 230 from Oxford said, Here comes Moore, little dipsy-do for 2. He wanted a foul as well. The lead back to 12 has been as much as 20 for the visiting Golden Grizzlies in this one. Davis back to Oliver. Now to Liddell. Slips through his hands as Moore and Hervey doubled. And Liddell is going to come out here for Kyle Laguerre. He's looked a bit flustered tonight. He's 0 for 7 from the field. 5 rebounds and a block. Kyle's one of those energy guys off the bench for this team, though. They're looking for something right now. They're still really in this game. I mean, just a 12-point lead for Oakland. You got to turn it on now, though. Being at home certainly helps. The largest crowd at Callahan this year. Not a lot to cheer about so far today, though. Moore drives into the student section. Too strong. TJ Moss will rebound. Moss circles one to A.J. Oliver. He's been good in the second half. Got the 3! His 3rd make alone here in the second half. 45-36. He now has 18 to lead all scorers. Rocket Watts second with 13. He scored all 11 in the second half as well. Hervey against A.J. Jackknifes a wild one up. Davis kills the possession. And Detroit Mercy trying to get back in this game. Demizi Anderson floats it off to Laguerre. He's not a shooter. Back to Anderson, now to Moss. One more for Davis. Slithers his way home. Too strong. Anderson with the cleanup. Anderson has 10, his first points of the second half. The best Detroit Mercy has looked offensively since that early run by Demizi. A mini 5-zip run. To his left to Hervey. 9 to shoot. Osei Price locked down by Moss. 5 to shoot. Jalen Moore triggers. Spun around and a foul. The foul on Davis, that's his first. Team second. Oakland with just 1 through nearly 7 minutes in this first half. Remember, Trey Townsend, Chris Conway, Jalen Moore, and Hervey all have 2 fouls. Hasn't hurt them thus far. Moore will head to the line for the second time today. He's 2 for 2. Jalen Moore shut down 4 weeks after the Syracuse game. Just a small tear in his ankle. Doctor said, hey, just take 3-4 weeks off and you should be good to go. That's what he did, and he looks to be. If he's not 100%, he's sure is faking good. But I think he is. 46-38. Anderson. Back to Davis. And Antoine gets the 3rd foul against Keaton Hervey now. So here we go. Strap yourself in if you're Oakland with 12:51 to go. This bench is not deep. We've not seen Brody Parker or Will Shepard so far here today. 2 pieces that average around 9 minutes per game. They have not been counted on much throughout this season, though. So Campy riding with his guys right now until he can't. Anderson with a deep tray. In and out and back in again. Testing the rims. The basketball god said, I'll give it to you. 46-41. Moore from the charity stripe runs over his man. No indication, but I think it's a block. Yes, that is the call. A block against Anderson. Both him and Moore kind of feeling it a bit after the fact here. Crashed in hard at the top of the body. Big 3 by Anderson, though. He made 3 of them against IUPUI. He had a career high 20. Going to approach that again here, already with 13 in the second half with 12:25 to go. And once again, Townsend will head to the line. Made it. Or Moore is at the line, I beg your pardon, not Townsend. Jalen, one of the better players in the nation in terms of drawing fouls per attempt. 60% of the time when he takes a shot, he's heading to the line additionally. He's a perfect, or just 1 away from perfect, 5 of 6 from the charity stripe so far. 48-41. Davis with a deep 3. A little off. Antoine, after he's been so hot the last 3 games, 30 plus and then 2 40 plus performances. Didn't see this coming, especially when you're back at home. He's just 2 for 12 today, 2 of 8 from 3. He'll inbound here. Shades went off for Anderson now. Demezi against Hervey. Here's Moss. Davis catches again. Always a threat to shoot no matter how hot or cold he is. TJ Moss with a good slip by. He has 4. 4 points, 4 assists, just 1 turnover. One of those energy plugs in the passing game when Detroit Mercy needs it. The lead just 5 for Oakland. You can feel it slipping away. Can Detroit Mercy take advantage? Townsend nearly hopped too far. Rocket Watts, fadeaway 3. He stepped out with Antoine Davis in his face. Callahan erupts. The Titans down just 5 with 11:34 to go in the second half. Strap yourself in. Thinking this is a huge game to potentially get there in the more easier fashion in terms of gaining a top 4 seed and getting a home game and a bye as well. 48-43, Detroit Mercy in the lead. Oakland in the lead with 11:25 to go. Davis has been cold today, off for TJ Moss. Back to Antoine, and Jalen Moore stepped in front. Davis trying to poke from behind. That gives Oakland numbers, and they convert. Nice lay-in from Keaton Hervey. He now has 8 for OU. Both sides with 2 double-digit scores right now. Davis is not one of them. Oliver with 18, Anderson with 13. Here's Demezi with the basketball. Davis to the cup, back to Anderson, and the late rattle pass will work. Jamezi Anderson on his way to a new career high. Just surpassed it on Saturday versus IUPUI. Logged 20 in over 28 minutes of action. The largest lead for Oakland was 20 in that first half, with just a couple minutes to go. Detroit Mercy has shot it much better here in the second half. 5 to shoot. Moore against LeGrier. Moore from the logo. Anderson picks up another big rebound. His 5th today. How about 15 and 5 for Demezi? Davis juggled it for Watts. And Davis able to get by. Oliver with the exchange now for TJ. Demezi wide open. Splash! None bigger. 50 to 48. The crowd to their feet. Jalen Moore now to Townsend, guarded by Anderson. Took the charge! He's pumped! He should be! That man keeping Detroit Mercy in this game. He had a close play earlier. It was called for a block. That one for the biggest play of the ball game thus far. Davis. One away from tying it. One field goal away, that is. Couldn't do it there. Oakland continues at the same pace they did in that first half, trying to take away possessions from this prolific scoring team. Jalen Moore lays it in when they needed it most. Davis, LeGrier, Anderson, Oliver, and Moss out there right now for the Titans. Here's Kyle LeGrier, back to Demezi Anderson, deep three. Another heat check. Oliver took it away and scores! They wave it off. And they call a Oakland foul before the shot on Keaton Hervey, and that's his 4th. So Hervey with 4, Townsend has 3, Conway with 2, and Jalen Moore with 2 now. So that could be a major issue going down the stretch. LeGrier had it poked away by Jalen Moore. He looks behind, free space, lays it up and in. The lead back to 6 for Oakland University here on the road. Tankersley back in the game here for Detroit Mercy as well. Davis fluttered his way free. A.J. Oliver fouled his shot. And they say it's last off A.J. Oliver there. Boy, we've got some tight margin points, charges, in and out of bound plays, just what you'd expect in a heated rivalry like this. Detroit Mercy really trying to right the ship in terms of this rivalry since Oakland joined the Horizon League. They've won 11 of 12. Osei Price been quiet today. Can heat up at any moment though. Conway slings it back for Moore. Pump fake didn't bite LeGrier enough. 4 to shoot. Fading away is Price. Patty cake back out by Townsend. That's a nice slap as Rocket Watts will reset. LeGrier now switches here with Moore. Shot clock down to 7. Here's Price. Looks one way then the other. Now 3 to shoot. Moore has range. Leans into one. Buried it! 57 to 48. Jalen Moore has 21 to lead all sides. Davis trying to lean one to the corner to Tankersley. Popped into the hands of Watts. As Rocket will dribble in front of the freshman. He stands tall. And Oakland discussing whether they want the timeout or not, and they will take it. This will become our media as well. Couple large baskets by Oakland. 7-16 take a lead here. All of a sudden, Oakland has now captured a 9-point lead. Trent Mercy got it down to as low as 5. The highest it's been is 20. Moore will lean it in for Townsend. 12 to shoot here out of the Oakland timeout. They kind of pondered it for a while after they crossed midcourt. Rocket Watts fading into one off the back of the iron, redirected and kept by Oakland. That's worked a couple times for them recently. Rebounding battle has evened up a bit more than the first half. Oakland with just a 3 rebound advantage right now. Townsend back to Moore, 6 to shoot. LeGrier will intercept. He threw it away though. Right down the middle, Moore for 3 at the buzzer, wouldn't get it. A.J. Oliver with 2 hands in his face. This is a huge possession for Detroit Mercy. Anderson has been good today. Fakes out his man. Fades away from 2. Boy, does he look confident. He's tied his career high. Back-to-back 20-point performances for number 23. He's done it inside the three-point arc once again here today. Townsend. Half of the shot clock to go. Battle of a pair of 23s in the lane. Anderson not giving much space to Conway. Looked like they wanted to get it to him. Rocket Watts spirals his way and a bailout foul. Wasn't much there. 6:01 to go. I'd love to take a look at that one again. With Oakland up 7. I think it'd be Watts, Townsend, Price, Conway, and Moore for the visitors. This will be a 2-shot foul here. Said he was in the act of shooting. Rocket Watts just 58% in the year, and that remains true there. The crowd with a jeer. Second one, good. 58-50. Detroit Mercy has gotten it down to as low as 5 here in the second half. They have not led since early on in the ballgame. Davis against Moore. And Jalen will pick up foul number 3. Or foul number 2. No, it's 3. Yeah, I shouldn't have questioned myself. The scoreboard says 3. The live stats say 2, so we might have to get that rectified. No, but he did have 2, so that is correct. 58-50. TJ Moss leans up a prayer. The rim said not this time. LeGrier trying to poke it out of the hands of Conway. He keeps it. And the rush remains with Oakland. They run it to the front court, but again, they kind of settle back into this offense. They've moved at this pace for pretty much the whole game. Oakland shooting 44% in this second half. Detroit Mercy 42%. Price walked. Detroit Mercy hasn't done a great job of capitalizing on empty possessions. A little bit better here in the second half, but if they're going to make a run, there's just 5:16 left in this game. They need to at least get this baby tied in the next couple minutes. Demezy Anderson leads Detroit Mercy with 20. Jalen Moore has 21. Demezy out there trying to screen for Davis right now. He's just 2 for 10 from the floor. TJ Moss floats it up for Oliver now. Here's to Anderson in the corner. That window collapsed quickly. Good job by Hervey to get over. He's playing with 4 fouls right now. Liddell backs up below the free throw line. Money. 58-52. The first points, believe it or not, for Gerald Liddell here tonight through 17 minutes. Hervey. Dribble handoff now for Price. Watts will rise up for 3. Oliver with the rip down rebound. He has 8 today. Gutsy performance for him, 18 and 8. Davis, fall away, yes! Antoine Davis slivers the lead to 4. 4:08 to go in this ball game. Detroit Mercy needs a stop. Anderson moves up in the zone. Moore got a foul as he drove through the double team, which was trying to sandwich him on the far block. And we head to our final media in the ball game. Oakland 50 in the second half multiple times. Had as much as a 20-point advantage in that first half. Jalen Moore, who's been good at the free throw line today for the Golden Grizzlies, heads back. 5 of 6 and now makes that one. Jalen Moore on the year, 82% from the charity stripe. A lot of opportunities as well. 110 coming into the game today. Calm, cool, and composed there to give Oakland a 6-point lead. Detroit Mercy's made 3 of their last 4 shots, though. Anderson has made a lot of them today. Back to Moss. Here's Liddell playing with 3 fouls right now. Got to play your best players at this point, though. Hervey's been playing with 4 for a minute. Called against Watts. It'll be his first. So 4 on Hervey, 2 each on Conway. That'll be a second. Watts more. And Townsend with 3 as well. And a charge. I think it's safe to say both Gerald Liddell, who picks up his 4th foul there, and Antoine Davis just haven't been themselves today. And in saying that, and the fact that Detroit Mercy is still battling here with a team that's won 6 of their last 7 in conference, I think it's pretty impressive. We've gotten a lot from A.J. Oliver and Demezy Anderson today. Gerald Liddell just 1 for 8 from the floor. Davis just 3 for 14. Jalen Moore trying to continue to milk this clock. He's out there with Townsend, Price, Watts, and Hervey. Watts in the corner with 7 to shoot here. Jalen Moore triggers, got it to go. Jalen Moore has hit some huge shots again here today, 23 for him. Davis nearly coughed that up, now in a double team, and a bailout foul. Oy, oy. We've seen a couple of those today on each side, and Jalen Moore is beside himself. I'm not sure I blame him. That'll be the 4th on number 34, so 2 starters with 4. Another with a 3rd. And one of the best free throw shooters in the country will head to the line. He shoots at a 90% clip, does Antoine Davis. 96 attempts. He makes his 3rd tonight. 62-55. Well, you could see the window starting to close right before that for Detroit Mercy. This might get him right back in it, though. Davis will knife through both. 62-56. Titans trying to force a turnover here. Oakland has just 8 of them. Moore, far sideline, Watts, little touch pass. Hervey, sunk it. Keaton Hervey with the biggest make of the night, 65-56. One of their most capable three-point shooters. Anderson with a turnaround 2. Too strong, and Oakland with another chance to continue to wind down this clock. .2:11 to go. The shot clock still at 20 seconds here. Moore against Moss. Now to Townsend. 6 to shoot. Townsend rebounded by Oliver. AJ has 9 tonight. Davis. Little bounce pass now for Anderson. Can Antoine heat up when it matters? He's been covered so tightly tonight. Blocked by Townsend. Got his own rebound. Still 14 to shoot. Off for Liddell. Hounded. Got it to go in 1. Detroit Mercy still sticking around with 1:36 to go. And Townsend will pick a game here in Detroit, Michigan, Callahan Hall. this historic barn. 3 Oakland players with 4 fouls, 3 starters. Liddell looking to complete a 3-point play. He does. 65-59. Detroit Mercy will lock in. Nobody on the other side of the floor right now. Price got a foul. Something to keep in mind, the arrow favors Detroit Mercy, so if they could have gotten that ball tied up, that would have been their basketball right there. Instead, we'll have a 1-and-1 at the line for the Golden Grizzlies. That is the 8th foul, or the 7th foul on Detroit Mercy. Oakland has 8. Osei Price has been pretty good at the line in limited opportunities. 10 of 13. He continues in that direction. Oakland today has by far had the better of the free throw opportunities. That was number 18. They've made 14 of them. Titans just 5 tonight. 5 of 5. And Osei Price knocks down both. 67-59. TJ Moss will run it to the front court here. Jacks up a desperate shot. And a foul on Detroit Mercy. It'll be against Moss. That's going to be TJ's second. LeGrier looks like he's going to come in for him. And things unraveling now for Detroit Mercy. They've had a couple moments in this game, down by just 5 and down by just 4 inside 4 minutes, where it looked like they might come all the way back. But Jalen Moore really has a chance to potentially ice their opportunity here. Still a 1-and-1. He sinks the first. Jalen Moore now with 9 free throw makes tonight. 26 points for the 5th-year senior. His 3rd year here at Oakland. Spent a couple years at the JUCO ranks. What a player he's become for the Golden Grizzlies. Greg Campy has just 1 timeout left as he burns a 30 here. His team up by 10 again with still 1:27 to go. Davis and Anderson on the floor right now. Once again, Detroit Mercy owns the possession arrow. It points left. They have 2 timeouts remaining themselves if they can't get this in. Liddell runs the baseline just so subtly. We'll get it off for Demezy Anderson. 2-on-2. Oliver is open. He's hit these in the second half. It's been a while. That one won't fall. Anderson will crash it through. He's got 22, a new career high. And now Detroit Mercy will burn a timeout. Likely to put some pressure on the basketball here. It's remaining for each side. Detroit Mercy holds the arrow. Let's see if they can maybe just tie it up here. Townsend, Moore, Hervey, Price, Watts. All the shooters on the floor right now for Greg Campy. They try to throw it deep. This is close to a 5, and Detroit Mercy will get a wrap-up foul. I'm not sure that's what LeGrier wanted. According to his reaction, he has just 1 now in this game. Detroit Mercy with 9, so it's still a 1-and-1. They unfortunately fouled the man who's done good work all season long and tonight on the line. He's 9 of 10. Oakland with 13 free throw attempts here in the second half. Detroit Mercy just 3. The foul is still pretty even. It's been that way the whole game. 71-61. Back to 10 again. Can Davis break out of the funk? Watts on him. Screened off momentarily by Liddell. Davis attacks to the tin, got spiraled around, no foul. Rebounded there by Hervey. He'll slow it down as the Titans are out of sorts. They got to get a foul here, and they just do on Rocket Watts, who's not a good free throw shooter. He's 1 for 2 today, 50%, just over 50% on the year. The score and the time definitely still in favor of the visiting Golden Grizzlies right now, though. Watts for the first of 2. He made it. Greg Campy points to his head, says, "Be smart, Trey Townsend." Everybody else in the backcourt to defend against the Titans here. Beating the odds is Rocket Watts. He sinks both. 73-61. Davis is fouled in the backcourt. That's the last thing that Oakland wanted. Detroit Mercy loves it. Stops the clock, and you put your best free throw shooter on the line. Still in a 1-1 situation here. That's the 9th against Oakland. 53.9 to go. This last minute might just take 20 at this pace here. Despite his from the field struggles, he's now 5 for 5 from the line. Does have 7 assists. That's something you've seen here in the second half. He knew he wasn't as locked in as he normally is, so he kind of worked to pass the basketball to the guys that were hot in stretches. Oliver and Anderson both with double-digit figures here today. Moore is jackknifed for the foul. That's the second on Davis. And the Titans now over the limit. 1 timeout remaining for both of these two teams. And Jalen Moore, again, heads back to the line. 11 of 12. A lot of these coming down the stretch. Make it 12 for 13 now. Well, if Oakland's able to finish off this game, Greg Campe is on record and saying how big this would be to try to snatch one of those top 4 seeds. It's a big factor here in the Horizon League, getting that first round home game. 75-63, Davis with the basketball. Down low to Liddell, he will touch slam it. And now Detroit Mercy will look to gain it back. And they'll foul Moore again. Great job by Oakland to get it in the hands of their best free throw shooter. Not much time ticking off in between. The issue is they've made their free throws, and Detroit Mercy has just kind of gone back and forth with them. Down by 10. Well, for Oakland, a couple more games this week. Their first of 2 on the road will be Youngstown State. And we'll head to Robert Morris, and Moore misses one there. Detroit Mercy has that same 2, but inverse. These 2 traditional travel partners. Both of them will play 3 games in a week. Not too often you see that here in the conference season. Moore makes 1 of 2. Oakland still feels pretty comfortable with just 42 seconds to go. Davis stares in the face of Jalen Moore there. Anderson pump fakes the 3, will go for the long 2. Liddell came down back with it. Didn't get a roll once, and he does on the second try. A lot of time ticked off. 76-67, and this game will probably be right in the hands of Oakland. Not sure Detroit Mercy will foul. Rocket Watts to dribble it out. Good job of the Golden Grizzlies to close this one out here today. The Titans got it as low as 4, which seemed pretty big due to the fact that Oakland had a 20-point lead with 2 minutes to go in that first half, but they are victorious here today and move to 7-3 in the league and 9-12 overall. Titans will drop to 8-13 and 4-6